Is it on? Welcome back
What?
to another episode of Going For It. We are back here with the OG Brain Trust, the man, the myth, the legend, the winner of our pick'em last week with 14 correct selections, Mike Thomas.
Woo!
And then the guy who's the ass of the horse, Craig Brooks. He's
I
back
did
there.
have the best week one and have fell apart
You did.
since then.
That was an
falling
8.
apart.
You still
It
only
wasn't
had an
true.
8. Haven't broken
Wow.
No, I
double
think he had a
digits.
10.
No,
Did
he
he
did
get a
not.
10? I thought that one
No,
was
I
He
did
has
not.
not
I did not.
Oh,
I had it.
gotten
It was
double
an 8.
digits.
It was an 8.
Yeah.
We did
was
sixes.
Yeah.
Woof. That was a bad week.
It was absolutely an 8. Mike deserves credit for the 14, but we all take solace in that he gained literally nothing from it.
Yeah, that's correct.
What are you
That's
talking
correct.
about? I am now solidly in third place.
Because you did so badly before that. I
Yes.
am in last though, so again, I need a bit of a turn here. I need the wins to turn, and that's why I'm picking the 49ers, obviously.
You're a second half guy. You're a second half kind of guy.
I like
feel
that.
it.
It's a
Feel it.
compliment.
You are a strong adjuster. You make good adjustments. You take in knowledge, and you're like, how can I use this to my benefit, my advantage? You're a second half kind of guy. I believe in you.
Let's do it.
Not to beat
Let's
me
get there.
personally, but like maybe Mike.
Oh, yeah, I
Mike.
do not adjust. Do not adjust.
No.
Yeah,
Very
you
rigid.
you literally said verbatim, I don't like change.
I don't like change.
Yeah. No, and I meant it.
Yeah, I believe you. We are here to break down our primetime game, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. This is really going to be mostly Sunday Night Football because that game is going to be interesting. Monday Night Football feels like it's going to be Green Bay, and how many times can Josh McDaniels have sourpuss face? Not OG sourpuss face, but
No.
like that tart, like
Dude, both bad.
I'm wearing a
Both
visor.
bad.
It's not
Bad
great.
or
It's not great.
iconic?
He also is like a reverse troll doll. You guys know how like the trolls have like the really tiny bodies but the really big head? His head, like when he stands at the podium, you're like, oh my God, that's Andy Reid's body. And there's an M&M on his head. Like that's what, it's not a
Got
good
him.
situation.
You got him.
It's bad. I look at him in the dumb visor with his little baby head and his really fat body. And I'm like, you probably shouldn't shit on like professional athletes.
The
But
best
what
with
do I know?
Andy Reid is the gif out there of him bursting into a room that they animated to look like the Kool-Aid Man. That's the best one.
Phenomenal.
And it's
Phenomenal.
when he's in all red, he's the Kool-Aid Man. It is what it is.
Inescapable. So Dallas versus the 49ers. This to me feels like a 49ers victory. And I said it on our pick'em. I feel like 2 weeks ago, this would have been a much harder decision for me to make because Diggs would have been there. Trevon Diggs would have been on the outside guarding one of Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, someone. He has been lost to, I believe he was ACL, not Achilles. Had a lot of Achilles already this season. I think he was an ACL. So he is out for the season. San Francisco is dominant to this point in the season. They
Yeah.
are putting up points at will, it seems. Christian McCaffrey seems like he's on another level. Feel bad about passing on him in fantasy. For
what?
Austin
For who?
Eckler.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
McCaffrey's injury history scared me.
And
then
Eckler's
Eckler
didn't?
got hurt in week 2. Eckler's only missed 9 games in like 7 seasons or something ridiculous like that. I was like, this dude's a workhorse back. Gets hurt in week 1. I was like, mother fuck. Still 3-1. So we're okay. Craig Brooks, I'm going to go to you first. San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys. What are your thoughts, your feelings on this game?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about watching it and seeing these elite defenses, 2 of the top probably 3 or 4 defenses in the league, but also intriguing offenses. You have a kind of pristine Brock Purdy who's distributing the ball. You talked about it in a previous episode, really maximizing the Shanahan offense opportunities and looking very good doing it. They happen to have the best running back in the game. That don't hurt. And if he stays healthy, they can keep that engine going. From Deebo to Ayuk, I mean, you mentioned it, weapons all around. Kittle has actually been a bit forgotten this season. And that, I think, is a very good thing for the Niners. Bad for the fantasy owners, but
Yeah.
he's still just as good. He's looking fine. He's getting great blocks in. He's being playful. So when they need him to be something because they're up against better coverages, he will be there. I think they've got just a lot of things going on. And Dallas, while, taking a loss, 2 weeks ago? Or was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Taking a loss, they're still very, very good. You mentioned, and again in a previous episode, Micah's prowess. He's a little dinged up, but it's not just him. They have a lot of guys on that defense. Losing Diggs hurts them a bit and really favors the Niners here. But I've always been a bit of a Dak fan, and seeing him get the ball to CD, even in a game where things didn't go well, I like that. I know Pollard has promise as well. I think the tight ends, what is it, Ferguson now, who's doing quite well, making big catches, big dude. So I think we see what should be a really fun game that starts to become a little bit of a pull away for the Niners by the third and fourth quarter. But I kind of anticipate it being quite close before then. The one caveat, if Micah gets to Purdy early, right, or anyone does because of Micah's taking a double cover, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Pat Mahomes. If they get to you, the defense starts getting to you, it disrupts everything. So that could really tilt it, but I'm excited to watch this one.
Mike Thomas, what do you got?
It just feels like the 49ers offense is, and this is not the right word for it, it's so deceptively easy. It just looks effortless every single week, and it just feels like you could just slot anybody in there and they would have success. And it reminds me a lot of there were some high school coaches in the area. I used to watch a lot of the high school games around here, calling those games on the radio and whatever, and they would just, the coaches would have schemes that would allow basically any quarterback to slide in, and as long as they could deliver the ball to the right receiver, they were going to be a very high-scoring offense. And it just feels that way with the 49ers, where just go out there and make the right choices, and you're going to score a lot of points. You're not going to be necessarily throwing 40-yard bombs all the time or having the greatest show on turf, but you're going to be eating up chunks of yardage at a time, and you're going to be finishing drives with points, and your defense is going to shut down the opposing team, and you're going to win comfortably. I think they're heads and shoulders above the rest of the teams right now, even Buffalo, and being the best team in the league. So Dallas, I would have said after week 1 was in that number 2 spot. They, of course, have had to deal with some injuries and have had some other issues. So I think they're knocked down a couple pegs. They're still very, very good, any given Sunday and all that stuff. But I just very strongly believe that the 49ers are going to dominate in the most boring way possible.
Well, so for me, it comes down to I love some of the weapons Dallas has. I think Brandon Cooks has been horribly underutilized to this point for them this season, but he's there. I think that that's going to be very similar to what Craig said about Kittle. Like, I think when the time comes that they're like, cool, we're going to box up CD. Like, we're going to put a guy in center field waiting for him. We're going to jam him off the line. We're going to, really focus on that. I think Brandon Cooks is going to be there. He's going to be available. Michael Gallup is a good piece. Tony Pollard is a beast. The thing that sets San Fran apart from Dallas for me, other than obviously the nicked up injuries and like Dallas's line is having a hard time being healthy, is Brock Purdy doesn't make mistakes. And maybe that's because of this super easy offense, because it's very like, the Shanahan offense is like, if this guy's not open, go to this guy. If this guy's not open, go to this guy. If this guy's not, it's very linear. It seems in that way. But like we've also learned as watching other quarterbacks play in the league that doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily the easiest thing either. Daniel Jones misses wide open wide receivers all the time. I've seen it countless times this season already. It pains me. Especially when they're 6'5" and named Darren Waller. Not a big deal. So
that pick
for
six
me,
was rough stuff, dude.
Yeah, it was bad.
Sorry.
It was really
bad.
No, it was terrible. He stared
The guy
at
was-
Paris Campbell.
He was open behind.
Stared at him.
Throw it to the back of the end zone. He was there.
Literally the guy behind him. If you would have just went like this, you would have
Right over
seen
there.
him, but you didn't because you were like, and that cornerback went, oh, he's looking at that fucking guy. That's what happened. I digress. Brock Purdy doesn't make mistakes. Christian McCaffrey doesn't cough the ball up. There's not really a turnover issue within this offense. Like Debo doesn't cough the ball up. Ayuk catches everything that's thrown at him. Kittle's he's a blocker, a pass catcher, a fullback. Like he's literally whatever you want him to be. And Dak is known to make a couple of throws in a game, whether that's 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, that give the defense an opportunity to capitalize. This is not the defense you want to do that with, and this is not the offense you want to give the ball back to. So I think Dak will have a costly pick, fumble, something. I'm going to say like early to mid third quarter. That'll start that process of the 49ers solidifying like, okay, we got you where we want you now. And then they just slowly start to grind you into dust because they can win however they want. They can win however they with the best running back in football right now, arguably the best receiving running back maybe ever. They can beat you however they want. So I'm going Niners here. My score prediction, I'm going to say 35-24. 49ers. 35-24. Yeah, I'm going to go Niners there. I think McCaffrey gets one rushing, one receiving. My X factor in this game is going to be it's going to be multiple people. It's going to be that San Francisco offensive line. If they can keep Brock Purdy's jersey clean, there's no way they lose this game. There's a 0% chance they lose this game. If they can keep Micah and that front four off of Purdy, there's no way they lose this game. My X factor on the Dallas side, the man, the myth, the monster, Micah Parsons. If he finds a way to create havoc, it literally can change seasons. It can change fucking seasons. So he's my X factor there. I'm going to go to you, Mike Thomas. Score prediction and X factors.
My score prediction is similar to yours. I have San Francisco scoring a little bit less. I've got them at 31, Dallas 24. I think that the X factor is going to be the defense for San Francisco. If they can get pressure on Dak Prescott and get it early, it'll be one of those they go up by 2 scores and then they just run the timeout with Christian McCaffrey and their running game. If the defense for the 49ers can't get that pass rush and the Cowboys offense is able to go out there and do what they need to do, then this game might be competitive until that mistake that you mentioned later in the game. But I do think it'll be made closer on the final score because of some garbage time scores by Dallas.
I would not mind that if it were CeeDee Lamb.
Only if it was CeeDee Lamb.
Specifically.
Specifically CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
Well, in the league that I have CeeDee Lamb, I also need what's the fantasy god's luck. I don't have a good squad. I didn't pick in the first 3 rounds, yet I'm 3-1 in a league that you're in. I don't know why you've allowed this to happen.
I mean, I haven't played you, but I'm also 3-1.
I know that. You're also doing well in the other league where I'm also 3-1 and you're also 3-1.
I thought I was 1-2 in that one.
Oh no, you're right. That one you're in the toilet bowl. I just wanted
that
you
was
to say it.
Dick move. Dick move.
Wow.
You, Cuba, and Tony are in the bottom. Me, Pollard, and Marshall are tied for the lead.
I had a good score this week. It's just my 120 something wasn't enough.
That's what people who lose say. That's what people who
It's
lose
all
say,
we have, Craig. We don't have these wins that we can go back to and say, look at all this fun I had this weekend.
You speak of.
Look at all the times I made the playoffs. So score prediction, 35-21 is what I had. So pretty close. We were all kind of orbiting the same stuff. I think X Factor, again, only because I said it to my dad. So I think I just have to pick it just because he will not listen to this. We know that.
Absolutely not.
But
he won't even add me on Facebook.
Yeah. We're not yet ready for a Kittle breakout, but I think Debo could could get some work, because I feel like they're just going to be focused on Ayuk, right? There's no way McCaffrey goes off for 4 again, and Ayuk's ripping, and Debo's not. He did not go down a step. He is still just as fast. He's just as strong. It's just a matter of now they're in the embarrassment of riches phase, Kansas City like 2 years ago kind of thing. They're in that stage where everything is just working. They've put together a very good squad. They look pristine on the Trey Lance move. Like everything is coming together. And then it is, again, it's almost cliche, but I feel like the X factor for Dallas, even in a loss, but if they were to do an upset, would have to be someone on the defense. And it's just right there to choose Micah, the fucking lion, crawling, whatever it takes to get those kind of disruptions. And I guess while he doesn't lead the league in sacks, he's leading the league in like double teams and some other things that affect the game elsewhere, where you're not going to like always see it as a fan and spectator and be like, oh my God, he's really done it. He's in the backfield all the time. But it'll be other people in the backfield because 2 guys and a running back have to be on that side.
Yeah.
What if the X factor is Trey Lance?
Oh my God! What if McCarthy trots him out for like a Taysom Hill type move and
that would
instant
be hilarious.
Sack fumble 6?
Oh, no.
just Nick Bosa blowing around the tackle,
blowing him up so hard that the helmet comes up. It's like he hits him so hard the helmet goes bloop. Like
what is he,
Lego,
a Rock'em
like
Sock'em robot?
Yeah.
It blows the rest of his hair off his head.
I don't think he's taking a snap as a starter ever again. I mean, it's just very unlikely.
It was so Jerry Jones to trade for him, though. It was such a Jerry Jones move when it happened. Like, yeah, I don't know. I do have to say too that it's very possible. We talked a lot about Micah. We focused on Micah. He's an X factor for 2 of the 3 here. But Nick Bosa has just as much ability to disrupt this game as he does. So very interested to see what happens. We will touch on the Green Bay Vegas game. And by touch on it, I mean Green Bay should handedly win this game. They've had an extended break since they played Thursday. They should be relatively healthy. Aaron Jones should be back, not on a pitch count anymore. Christian Watson should be back, not on a pitch count. Hamstring should be intact. And you hope David Bakhtiari is back because that really does bring
I think he's out for the whole year. They said
he's out. Okay, well,
yeah,
that's
I think
a negative.
Well, I heard that on McAfee, but that would require a double check. But I do think that, because I heard Ty, he's the big Packer fan on the show, talk about how frustrating it was that now we're looking at a whole season. Like, this guy's career could be over. Like, what's going on with that? And yes, he was, as they say on the show, one of the best people movers in the NFL. He has not been on the field the last 2 seasons consistently, so we may have seen the last of the elite play of the draft.
So they placed him on injured reserve, so he'll be out for at least 4 weeks. And when asked about it, on Monday, Matt LaFleur said he was decidedly cryptic. He was decidedly cryptic. He said, I'll let Dave comment on that. I know he wanted to talk to you guys later on. I'll let him talk about that on his timeline. So that feels like retirement.
That is the seeds that were planted on the episode I heard, that this could be the end for him. And they've dealt without him for a hot minute here. Well, he's great, and I wish him well. I think the other assets you mentioned coming back bode better, but I mean, it's still, to me, you're very low on Derek Carr. I still think Oakland's got some juice too.
Well, he's not there anymore. He's in New Orleans. Jimmy G.
Oh, my bad.
O'Connell.
Yep. See, look what I did there. You know who I mean.
He was there. He was there for a long time.
He was there.
Jimmy G. However, so I'll say about the Bakhtiari, it does suck to lose a franchise cornerstone left tackle like that. Not great. They have moved on without him consistently, so it shouldn't deviate their plan on how they're attacking this game at all. If it
changing my pick right
in general,
forgot who was on the team.
That Derek Carr's a good
but
quarterback for that Oakland Raiders.
he's so good for Oakland, bro.
That's where I was. I was in 3 years ago. Switched it to the Packers.
But yeah, I really think that Green Bay here is it's their game to lose. I don't think Josh McDaniels can coach his way out of a paper bag. I think he tries to coach like he's Bill Belichick. Like everyone from that coaching tree, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, Josh McDaniels, everyone from that tree tries to coach like Bill. What they don't realize is that in order to coach like Bill, you had to win like Bill. None of them know how to fucking win. So like here we are, not great. Not great. Fat M&M head man. Stupid visor and your spiky front hair.
I feel attacked.
Give me Green Bay. It's not a good look at it. Dude, come on. It's not 2007. Relax. Give me Green Bay over the Vegas Raiders with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to say 24-10 because Devontae leaves the game at halftime with a tutty and does not come back. X factors in this game for me. I hope he gets traded. X factors in this game for me. Green Bay feels like it has to be Jordan Love. He has spurts of what looks like he's going to be really good, and then he has spurts of, have you played this game before, son? So for me, that's that. On the Vegas side, Max Crosby, disruptor, aggressive, all seemingly a good dude, but if he's able to live in the backfield with Jordan Love, this is going to be a much harder game for him to succeed. So that's my score prediction and my X factors. Mike Thomas, what do you got?
It feels to me like this is the type of game that I would see on NFL films and just not be interested at all and just skip right over. I really will look forward to putting this game on and listening to the dulcet tones of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman lull me to sleep on a Monday night while I stay up too late browsing Reddit and hate scrolling Reddit after the inevitable Steelers loss and looking for signs that the team will have moved on from Matt Canada. X factors in this game have to be Jordan Love for Green Bay and Devontae Adams for the Raiders. I mean, those are those teams' biggest hopes to win this game. Max Crosby's a good one because he could single-handedly win this game for the Raiders if he can help the defense just shut down Love and the Packers offense. Then the Raiders could fall into the end zone once or twice and win this game.
Steelers did it with TJ Watt.
Heck yeah, they did. And it was against the Brownies, and that's all I needed. So I don't think either of these teams are very good. I thought Green Bay was not going to be good, and then they looked fine, and then I bought in, and then they stunk, and now I'm just I don't like you. I don't trust you. I don't want to watch you. Just go over there and just leave me alone.
Get
until
away from me. You
better
hurt me.
Players. Yeah, they did. They hurt my feelings. I'm taking the Raiders to win because why the hell not? 27-24.
Craig Brooks.
I think Green Bay is going to win 24-21. I think that we're going to see Sebastian Janikowski kick 7 field goals to get those 21 points.
Oh, wait, he's not in the league anymore? What year is it?
Derek Carr on a fake punt? No, none of that. I do think Green Bay is going to use this as a little bit of a momentum that'll put them at once they win 3-2, where they can really look forward to what's next. But I think that the X factor will be a healthy running back. Jones should be all the way back. He was back last week, but I think he's going to get a little more momentum this week. I think he gets them there. And I actually think Josh Jacobs is going to have a stronger game. There's been some talk around some unhappiness and things in that. Who knows? I don't trust McDaniels at all. Right. He creates a very bad environment. But I think if they give him the rock, he'll make some moves. But ultimately, I expect Green Bay to prevail here by less than a touchdown.
I'm excited to see. Guys, thank you for hanging out.
The Manning cast. I will say, Mike was shitting.
Is superior.
He immediately went right to Joe Buck and Troy, which are great. But you're missing that there is so much entertainment in seeing not always just the guests. Will Ferrell was good. Sean O'Hara was even good, but just seeing how much it affects both of them now, not just Peyton.
It does.
When bad things happen to quarterbacks, it's very entertaining, in my opinion, to see the way they react is like how we would react as fans, not normally how like a Troy or a Joe would react. And I have no respect for Mike not watching it.
I just can't put myself in a
news to no
position where I enjoy watching Eli Manning do anything. So
he's so funny.
He's so good.
He's good,
funny.
and I don't like it.
Bro, I didn't know that there was an Eli Manning show with him and Sean O'Hara.
Yeah, he's
I
great.
had no idea.
He's great.
Like, it looks fun. They've built like a little bit of a sports media empire. They're tied in with McAfee. Like, it's and they're big. Omaha's working on getting them onto ESPN, and they were all part of that thing too.
Yeah.
Like, they're really changing the game there. Why don't you like that though, Mike? You're even admitting that he's good.
I have a lot of years of bias, and I don't like change. So,
no, that is the theme.
Mike is the literal, like, real life embodiment of Nick Miller from New Girl. Like,
yeah,
when
that feels right.
when they're making fun of him,
he's looking
and,
slovenly. Like, yeah, I see it.
Zoe Deschanel literally says, like, when she's making fun of him in the show, she goes, "I'm Nick Miller. I hate sunshine," and like that's the vibes I get.
Hold on a second. I do hate sunshine.
Right now.
Sunshine brings me nothing but pain and cancer.
Oh my God. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Do us a favor and like, comment, and subscribe underneath this video. It helps us out if you want us to keep talking nonsense. We didn't talk about the Chiefs in this one, so that's exciting. That's progress, I guess. But we should have, because who cares about the Raiders? Fire Josh McDaniels. He is a garbage person that will eventually crawl back to New England, where Bill Belichick is less than adequate without Tom Brady.
I do have a question. How many times will the broadcast on Sunday night cut to Taylor Swift?
Why would she be at this game?
Replays. They're going to cut back to the previous broadcast.
Oh,
they went all in.
There is a chance of some reference to it.
Oh,
and
for
I'm
sure.
also, I know you're trying to exit this episode, but I can't believe we didn't talk about, because we hate Josh McDaniels, that at least Jim Irsay apparently did get to drop a big old deuce at the McDaniels household.
Oh, he did poo-poo? That has been confirmed?
Well, I wouldn't say confirmed, but he was in the bathroom for a very long time at that home visit when he was doing the Colts kind of thing, and then he deviated and went back to New Orleans. So we can all take solace that a big, hearty deuce was left in the McDaniels toilet, very likely not have been flushed.
I hope he upper deckered them. I hope he like got his old ass up there, squatted over the open tank, and just dumped out all over.
What's happening?
That would be so good. He's very old.
So old. If he could have done it, Jim Irsay would be my hero. He would be my hero, bar none. He was like, yeah, but Josh, I fucking upper deckered your guest toilet. So
he did something to offend the wife. We know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She was like, Josh, you're not coaching this team. And like, truthfully, Josh, you shouldn't coach anyone that isn't the New England Patriots, because without Bill, you're just trash. You're just actual.
His tree
garbage.
Yields no fruit. The Belichick tree yields no fruit. He's great. He is not instilling in the others anything other than proximity. Like, that's it.
Even with that, I'll even say like Bill's legacy to me is only becoming more tarnished. Like, I think he needs to retire, because the further we get away from the Brady years, the worse this team. Like, Mac Jones looks terrible. He looks so bad.
He did. The thing about that, yes, it does look more and more like Brady mattered, but that doesn't tell the whole story of how he really did a good job surrounding Brady. He was GM for a lot of that time too. So he deserves a lot of the praise. It is tarnishing just because that's what happened. I mean, that happened. Don Shula stayed too long. These guys stay too long. They stay too long. And it's just kind of because it's what they love. It's what they know. He's brought his family into it. I hated what they did to winning and keeping the Dolphins out, but I do respect the career he has had, and I feel bad that some Patriot fans have turned on him.
Yeah, but that's how you know you're staying too long. You know,
right? And they're trash people, those fans. But like,
they're
not as bad as Philly, but almost.
going to play Atlanta in the divisional round. So fuck Atlanta. Guys, I will say it again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Like, comment, and subscribe underneath this video if you hate Bill Belichick. So that should get some good traction. Fuck Bill Belichick.
Nobody got this far.
That might be true. We will see you guys all back here next time.